This is an add-on to my CVT oil flush video I made about 2 years ago. For those people that want to go the extra step and drop the pan, replace the filter, and clean the magnets. So this is not a full walkthrough, it's just an add-on to the first one. So pretty much you would drain the oil as the first one tells you, and then come here, do all this stuff, and then go back to the first video. So after you remove the drain plug and drain all the oil out of the pan, you're now going to grab a 10mm socket and take out those 12 10mm bolts. The pan will remain up there because the gasket is going to hold it in place. Now you want to stick either a small flathead or a putty knife in between that pan and the case, and then slowly pry and keep breaking that seal. As you pry, more oil will come out, so just have something under there. You'll see in the video here the oil that's still coming out, and then just keep pulling down slowly, and then pretty soon that whole pan will just drop out, and then this is what you'll be left with. So now you want to take the two 10mm bolts that are holding the filter on. In the picture here I already have them out, but I have them circled where they would be. The filter will still remain up there because there's an O-ring. And then you just want to kind of gently rock the filter back and forth as you pull down, and then you'll pull that filter out and more oil will fall out, so be prepared for that. And then this is what it will look like now. Then you want to use a scraper and some Scotch-Brite to remove all the old gasket maker off. Unfortunately, I don't really have a before picture. This picture was actually after I cleaned it off, but you should pretty much know how to do that. And then I took some brake cleaner, sprayed it on a blue paper towel, and then wiped that surface also, just to make sure it was nice and clean and ready for the new gasket maker. Now you'll want to put in the new filter. I like to take some new CVT oil and put it around that O-ring just so it slides in a little easier. So then you pop it in there and then put those 10mm bolts back in and torque them to 6.6 foot-pounds or about 80 inch-pounds. Now we can move on to the pan and cleaning that up. So you can see mine was pretty sludgy. My magnet was pretty packed. I don't think it could attract anything more. And then once you clean those off, same thing, you want to scrape and get as much of that gasket off as you can. So use a scraper and some Scotch-Brite. And then I also added 2 more magnets. You don't have to, I just felt like it would help. So here is my pan ready to go back on after I put the new gasket maker on, which I couldn't really apply it the way I wanted to because the top of my gasket maker tube was all hardened, so I just had to pretty much cut a hole in the side and then with my finger spread it around. So not really the way I'd recommend, but it's what I had to do. So, and also if I was doing this in the future, I'd probably just spend the extra, I think it was $70, and just get a new pan as well, just to save myself some time from trying to clean all the old gasket maker off of the current pan. Now you're ready to put the pan back on. I also did purchase new 10mm bolts. So put the pan back up there and then torque them to 3.7 foot-pounds or about 45 inch-pounds. You can also go ahead and put back in your drain plug as well, and you want that torqued to 39.2 foot-pounds. And then depending on the gasket maker you used, you'll have to wait for however long they say for it to cure. Some people say you don't have to. I don't know. Since I had the time, mine, which was 3M, said it fully cured in 24 hours. So I did wait that 24 hours before I added the oil into my CVT again and continued on with the other video I made.